Hello. So my name is Jerry Selvaseelan, and I'm the founder of a company called Logical Retreat based in Ireland. So one problem I see with many age groups, this is spanning across any phase of adult life, is that our life gets really, really cluttered. Firstly, we have one short life of barely a few decades. We learn through mistakes about what we really want. And by the time we gain the wisdom of what really matters, it often gets too late. And the problem is because we clutter our life too much. And it's not too much with things which are bad or of lesser value. The funny thing is, we cram it with too much of averagely good things. Those kind of things which nobody can actually say they're bad, they all got some goodness in them. And we kind of hit the subscribe button. And then we find that as the years pass by, as the decades catch up, our plate is literally overflowing and we are playing the rat race of just catching up and barely doing just about enough to get the key tasks done of what society expects us to do. So we are oversubscribed, we are overwhelmed, we barely have enough strength to think about what is our unique gifts we can offer the world, what are the unique pain points people around us are having, which we can contribute to, which actually can lead to fulfillment. And I don't mean that as a cliche, but I mean like truly leading a fulfilled and abundant life. Um, and thus we just kind of plod along, living a life on autopilot, paying a mortgage, paying our bills, looking after our kids, our spouse, our partners, and that's it. And then kind of thinking about that time of retirement when we can actually start living. Again, the funny thing is, many people do reach that after 30, 40 years of slogging like a workhorse for an employer, find that at the age of retirement, they actually don't know what they even want, or they don't really have the strength to go after what they have identified for so many decades. So the point is that we need to declutter our life right at this moment. It's not good enough to just lead a life which is just kind of cluttered all around the place. We need a kind of a life which is more focused on exactly what our kind of um, focus is, our priorities are, and we need to be able to go after it right now. So, how do you go from this point of overwhelm to a point where we have clarity in life? When we think about organizations, huge organizations, we see that the way they attain clarity is by having their mission, values, and their vision statement on a single page. So, why do we, in our personal life, don't adopt that concept of a distilled focus, of putting forth our personal legacy plan, our life purposes, our life priorities on just a page? And then this concept came to my mind of a one-page life clarity, of just doing just that. But how do we get people to know how to do that? We need something which gets people through different steps, right? We need to help people to understand how to do it. There needs to be a framework to do that. So I looked at all the kind of great philosophers of the past, going back from Seneca, Epictetus, Aurelius, all of them. And I saw that many beautiful, deep, profound thoughts were given by our philosophers from ancient past. And there are great psychological methods which have been proven and tested to work. But the problem is we listen to numerous hours of YouTube and podcasts, but we don't know how to apply all of them into our life. They're all scattered, lying separate in our brain. So how do we get that in into a point where we can apply it in our life? So what I did is I firstly did a survey. I asked people for pain points, got a multitude of hundreds of messages on what their pain points were on getting stuck in the journey to actually what clarity looks like for them. And I then weighed those themes of pain points according to the frequency of submissions. And then I started mapping it on a mind map. And I created a kind of a framework called what I call an obscenely bared living framework. So this framework, it kind of starts out from a point of self-discovery, who we actually are, what our cardinal virtues, values are, what is our personal identity, how do we differentiate it from roles, responsibilities, and then it goes into figuring out what is our life experiences, our self-awakening events, right? What has kind of crafted and molded us into who we actually have become. And then it goes into what is our unique gifts. And I talk about some a concept called power balance. And it's something which actually lightens the heart, which is uniquely aligned to our talents, but it's more than that. It's something which is unique to us, what we can offer the world, but it also is in alignment with our freedom and happiness points. Um, After that, we need to also identify which tribe we are actually our gifts are aligned to, which is the tribe of or audience of people who have a set of pain points which we, with our gifts, can solve for the world. Because, my friend, that is actually going to be the key which opens the door to your fulfillment and contentment in life. Once you do that, we need to craft a personal legacy plan. We need to look at life as if it ended and then look back and see, is this what we really want? What do we actually want to be remembered for our contributions, for the greater good? And from a look back view of life, we need to be then able to craft our life purpose, our a purpose which is higher than ourselves. And from that, we draw life priorities. So the one-page life clarity concept is a concept which is driven by a framework design called the Obscenely Bare Living Framework. And it's got a 6-module curriculum which takes you through a 30 sequence methodology which helps you finally to come to a tangible outcome of distilling your life into one page, just one page. What will that page have? It'll have 15 statements, 5 statements which just sets forth your personal legacy plan, 5 statements which sets forth your key life purposes, and 5 statements which sets forth your key life priorities on how you're going to get there. I would say it'll be valid for the next 3 to 5 years because life situations change. So you may need to update it every 3 to 5 years as recommended and keep moving your purposes and your priorities as you complete them. And the way you can get access to all this material and this system is if you visit logicalretreat.com. Thank you.